The stony heights of the treeless hill rose up out of the darkened forest. This close to the stronghold of the enemy, the land felt foul, and even the trees seemed malevolent. Eleanor and her little company had approached the cursed place by night, the cloud-encumbered sky a welcome cover from hostile eyes. Haldir and a few trackers from Lorien had spread out to find their best route forward. Although it had only yet been an hour, still it seemed to Eleanor like an eternity since they had parted. The oppressive darkness of the necromancer's keep weighed upon all their minds like a black millstone. But there was no other choice. She would not leave Lanwyn to the nameless torments of the Dark Lord, and so she must assault this place and bring the girl out alive, or else she must perish in the attempt. Hello, I'm Onidson, and this is Agents of the White Council, my narrative campaign for Lord of the Rings the card game by Fantasy Flight Games, in which I follow a group of heroes as they quest across the length and breadth of Middle-earth, striking back against the shadow in the east. Today we will be playing Escape from Dol Guldur, the third and final quest of the core set. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and take a look at our opening hands. For deck 1, I have immediately things that I find important. Stand and Fight will allow me to recur, allies from the discard pile, and more importantly, to cheat them into play, getting around the restriction on the first two quest cards. It's on the reverse of the first two quest cards, that reads, the players as a group may only play one ally from their hands per each round. I also have Map of Eärnil to recur Stand and Fight. So just with this starting hand, we should be able to get a lot of use out of it. In addition, we have a fair amount of willpower. An out-of-sphere ally I can ditch immediately and recur in a later round. In fact, of all of the options, I think this is as perfect first round hand as one could wish for. For deck 2, we also have Stand and Fight, which will be slightly less useful because we don't have a means of getting this deck's allies into the discard pile. But we also have Elfstone, which will let us get one of our more expensive allies into play for free, again circumventing the one ally played from hand per round restriction. So I think I'm going to keep both hands. So let's go ahead and get started on the quest. The Necromancer's Tower. The Lady Galadriel of Lorien has asked you to investigate the area in the vicinity of Dol Guldur. While doing so, one of your allies was ambushed by orcs, captured, and is now held in a dungeon cell. Setup: we search the encounter deck for the 3 objective cards, place them in the staging area. The Nazgul is face up but out of play, and now we're going to reveal the guards for each of these objectives. Guarding Gandalf's map is Necromancer's Pass. Guarding Dungeon Torch is Tower Gate. And guarding Shadowkey is another copy of Tower Gate. That is just about as frustrating an opening hand as I can imagine. So, or an opening setup. Well, I guess maybe not. At least it's not 3 enemies, 3 low engagement cost enemies. That could cause a few problems. So, now let's flip the quest card to 1B. When revealed, randomly select one hero card and turn it face down. That hero is now considered a prisoner. Note here that I reserve the right to redo the random chance if Eleanor comes up as the captured hero, just purely for narrative purposes. We're following Eleanor's story here, and it's a lot easier to write if Eleanor's not trapped in the dungeon cell with Lanwyn. Just saying. I'm perfectly willing to play through the quest without Eleanor. It's perfectly possible. I just prefer having her in for narrative reasons. So let's go ahead and select a random hero. Thalin. Okay, we will be playing without Thalon. However, we have no tactics cards in our opening hands anyways, so I'm not seeing too much of a loss right now, although I guess it'll make it so we can't play any of the weapons on Haldir to power up his ability until later in the game. But all things considered, I think we are going to be fine. Alright, so let's go ahead and start our first turn. And of course, we draw a Gondorian Shield, which we can't pay for because of having lost Talon. We also get a Deep Knowledge, and given that all of the low engagement cost enemies, we are already over their engagement cost, and the next worrying engagement level is 32 threat for Ungoliant Spawn, I think that eating 2 points of threat to draw 2 cards is just fine. And there are some cards that I am grateful to see at the moment. So, oof. Eesh, I'm not sure how I feel about this at the moment, but alright. Starting off for deck 1, I think, given all of those, that our most important ally to get into play is this Ravanian Outrider. So, although I could discard Elven Light, I am instead going to ditch the Greenwood Archer, adding a resource to Arwen's resource pool, and playing directly from hand the Ravanian Outrider. Over the next 2 turns, we'll clear out both copies of the Tower Gate, and then we can deal with Necromancer's Pass, unless we just travel to the Necromancer's Pass to have a good target to play Elfstone on next round. We'll see what turns up. That's everything we can do on this side of the board. So over here, I think we spend 1 to put Nenya on Galadriel, and wait and see whether we'll need her for her willpower or whether we can just use her for her ability. So, starting off, we will go ahead and commit to the quest. Arwen will commit, the Ravanian Outrider will commit, exploring this Tower Gate. It doesn't matter which Tower Gate I pick in the staging area, not gaining its +1 willpower because we cleared the location. But still, that's an effective +3, well, +1 willpower, no, 1 willpower -2 threat, an effective swing of 3, so better off than placing the 1 on the Necromancer's Pass, I think. That's 4. There's 5 threat in the staging area. Adding Raw Seal will make 6 willpower against 5 threat in the staging area, and we can use Galadriel with Nenya to add 4 more on top of that. I think we'll be alright. Reveal 1 is Chieftain Uftak. Of course it's Chieftain Uftak. And reveal 2 is Driven by Shadow. So we've added 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 threat to the staging area. There's now 10 threat in the staging area, and because I would rather not raise my threat by 4, we will exhaust Galadriel and Nenya to add 4 willpower to, I don't know, Arwen. Arwen seems a perfectly fine person to add that to. And there we go. So, not particularly interested in traveling to the Tower Gate. Extra enemies, I mean, I could probably handle them, but, I mean, over here it would be an undefended attack, which is not the worst thing in the world that could happen, but still, not something that I'd be interested in working through it. And then up here, I really don't want to engage Chieftain Uftak because I don't have enough power, attack power to kill him right now. nor even the defense power to defend against him for a few rounds to whittle him down. So deck 1 is, I think, willing to discard 2 cards at random from hand. Random discard 1, a test of will. Random discard 2 is the map of Yarnil. Would have been nice if we discarded the Elven Light or the Honor Guard, but not a big deal. And now we are down to 4 threat in the staging area, so I think we're fine. Ready, draw the next card. Ooh, I can recur something with Dwarven Tomb. Oh, and I have Out of the Wild now. Oh, that's so nice. So, in fact, I'm going to play that right now. Look at the top 5 cards of the encounter deck, and that King Spider is going to go right into the victory display, along with Out of the Wild, because with the recent errata, Out of the Wild also goes right into the victory display, and Galadriel will spend 1 from her resource pool, put Elfstone into play. When we clear this, and hopefully we will clear it this round, we can put one of these Sylvan Trackers into play for free. Yes, and then Arwen can, if needed, discard to give Galadriel a resource, so Galadriel can play Stand and Fight. Over here, let's boost up our willpower a little bit. Right there. Discard Elven Light to add a resource to Galadriel's resource pool. And, you know what? Galadriel will exhaust to lower deck 1's threat by 1 and draw a card. Okay, not quite so useful as it could have been. And then we'll play Stand and Fight to pull the Greenwood Archer out of the discard pile and ready Galadriel with its enters play effect. Response after it enters play, ready a hero. So, there we go. All things considered, I think we're doing quite well. There will only be 2 threat in the staging area after I clear this, so we only need 3 points of progress to clear the Necromancer's Pass. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 10. 10 against 2? That would be, we probably want to add Rossio as well. So let's go ahead and commit. Whoops. Well, doesn't matter. We can just delete it. So we add the progress to the tower gate, clearing it. So we have a total of 12. Willpower against 2 threat in the staging area. The first card we reveal is Caught in a Web. Eleanor says no. And the second, replacement card is Iron Shackles, which I am just fine with. And the third card, well, the second card, is a Dol Guldur Beastmaster. Also just fine with it. Perfectly fine. So we've made 8 progress, which is 3 on the Necromancer's Pass, and 5 on the first quest stage. Discarding Elfstone, and the first player will put a Sylvan Tracker into play. And don't have quite enough to kill the Dol Guldur Beastmaster. And the tracker might die if I defend with it anyways. So I'll just whittle it away with Haldir in the combat phase. There are no places to travel to in the travel phase, so in the combat phase, Haldir will just add 2 damage to the Beastmaster. Ready, everybody. Draw the new card, which will be Iron Shackles, and get rid of it. unfortunate, but that's the way life is. We're going to discard the Honor Guard to add a resource to Galadriel's resource pool, but deck 1 is going to play Stand and Fight to bring the Honor Guard into play. Let's just see what we have in there. Anything useful? Oh, I could have Dwarven Tombed that Test of Will. Could be nice to have if Ungoliant spawn is around. Oh well. Not a big deal. Well, potentially a big deal, but not much we can do about it at the moment. Galadriel will spend 2 resources to bring in her Handmaiden, reducing deck 2's threat by 1. And I mean, could play Wingfoot on Haldir, but given what's already up there, I don't think that's the best thing to do. So, I really like having that Honor Guard out. I really think that was a worthwhile use of the Stand and Fight. Instead of worthwhile use of those 2 resources, instead of playing Dwarven Tomb to bring back that Test of Will. Because the only reason Test of Will's in there is for if Ungoliant's spawn comes out. And if it does, that would leave me with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 willpower, and I could boost it up to 9. That'd be 2, 4, 7 plus whatever the other card was. That's worst case scenario. I think we're fine. I think we're okay. Watch me eat my words. So, questing Arwen, the Outrider, the Swordsman, Rossiel, the Tracker, and the Handmaiden. So, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Doesn't exhaust the quest. 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 willpower against 4 threat in the staging area. First reveal is the Necromancer's Reach. The only thing it will kill is the Ether Swordsman, so I'll exhaust the Honor Guard to prevent that damage. And the second reveal is a second Necromancer's Reach, and this one Eleanor will cancel, replacing it with a Dol Guldur Beastmaster instead. Ooh, well. Could have been worse. And we are now making 5 progress, which means we do not need Galadriel to add her willpower, so let's go ahead and reduce some deck's threat by 1 and draw a card. And we'll immediately draw 2 more and discard 1. Do I really need 1 non-return? I don't think I need 1 return. I mean, I could use it to put an orc in the victory display so that Rossiel has boosted defense against orcs. But the thing I really wanted in the victory display was something for spiders to defend against Ungoliant spawn. So, and I have that now. So yeah, I think this is where we're at. And deck 2 will... No, we're not going to raise our threat yet. So, put the 5 progress on the quest. We will advance as soon as we grab one of the objectives. Haldir will do his thing. 2 more damage. Yeah, okay. That's what we got. Ready, everybody, and draw a new card. Ah, now we have a Protector of Lorien. And another Honor Guard. You know, I could just drop the Honor Guard to Arwen and, oh, I have another Handmaiden, too. So I could give another resource to Galadriel. No, you know what I'm going to do? First thing is bring back a Test of Will with that Dwarven Tomb. Then we'll discard that Elven Light to add a resource to Galadriel. And over here, oh, and the Sylvan Tracker. When Sylvan characters ready, like itself and Rossiel, they heal a damage. So, right here. And those were all events I played, so we aren't even getting out of the... we aren't even going out of order. Alright, it is nice to have drawn a Protector of Lorien. Although maybe a little bit late. It's not like we have any more of our stand-in fights to play it with. And this deck is actually out of useful cards to play other than that Test of Will. Over here, we have a choice. Nobody's played an ally yet, so we can either get Galadriel's Handmaiden, or we can play a second Sylvan Tracker. I don't foresee a need for 2 Sylvan Trackers yet, so just to use up some of our growing pile of resources, let's drop Protector of Lorien on Rossiel, and Wingfoot on Haldir, and then Galadriel can play a second Handmaiden, dropping deck 2's threat by 1. And if we don't need her willpower, we can exhaust her to lower threat by 1 and draw another card. And in fact, before we commit characters to the quest... No, after we commit characters to the quest. I'll wait to grab Gandalf's map until after we see what's come out to see if it'll be safe to raise our threat. So, questing against 6 in the staging area. 3, 4, 5, 6. Just a moment. Cancel that. How much attack do I need to kill attack? 9. 2, 4, 7. 7. And I could defend once with Eleanor. But then he's 5. Ooh, canceling a damage. And then he's 5 attack the second time, but again I can cancel the damage and maybe she'd survive. That seems a little too risky for me. Just a wee little bit too risky. And besides, by the end of this round, I really should have Thalen back, so I can start playing Feints and Gondorian Shields. So, yeah, let's not be hasty. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13? 13 against 6. Let's hold this back, just in case. 12 against 6. And I can discard to boost. And I can use Galadriel. Yeah, I'm not really seeing an issue here. Okay. First card revealed is a King Spider. Well, 1 character for each. And the second card revealed is Dol Guldur Orcs. Well, let's put that damage on the Sylvan Tracker. That is just fine. So we've added 4. Raising our threat by 2 isn't going to do anything drastic, so let's add Gandalf's map to Galadriel right now, which immediately advances the quest. Finding a hidden entrance to the dungeons of Dol Guldur at last, you attempt to make your way through the caverns beneath the hill, searching for your imprisoned friend. The denizens of this labyrinth stand in your way, while the jailers protect the prisoner. And after we place any number of progress tokens on the card, flip the prisoner hero card face up and place a damage on it. It's been rescued and can now be used by its controller. So, we are about to face 2 attacks. Although Haldir can... Oh, no, he can't. One of them is going to come down right over here. And we're going to end up taking undefended attacks, it looks like. Which will be a problem. Well, let's use Galadriel to add 4 willpower. So we'll at least place 6 progress right there, which flips Thalen over and adds the Nazgul to the staging area. This sounded a lot better in my head. Well, Thalon at least can do a defense job. Ooh, and Eleanor and the Greenwood Archer together can kill the Dol Guldur orcs, while... Or Haldir and the Greenwood can kill the King Spider. If we're going to do that, then... Okay. We'll do it this way. Oh, no, we won't. We'll do it that way. Optional like that. So... Oh, those cards should have been dealt the other way around. Okay. I think we're going to have to take those orcs undefended. It's either that or defend with Haldir. So, undefended, 2 damage, on to Haldir. He'll regenerate it with the Sylvan Tracker. And over here, we'll block the King Spider with Eleanor. I do not control any attachments, and the Honor Guard will exhaust to block the point of damage. 3 attack, 2 defense. So, attacking back, Thalon, well no, in order, Haldir will kill the Dol Guldur orcs, while the Greenwood Archer and Thalon will combine for 4 attack to kill the King Spider. Before the end of the round, I'll pay a resource to bring Elven Light back and to draw a card. Perfect. That was exactly what we needed. And we're ready, and draw cards. Oh, wonderful. We could have used that last round to cancel the King Spider. And healing from the Sylvan Trackers. Rossiel may well be defending against a Nazgul of Dol Guldur very soon, so... Alright. Let's think things through here. The first thing we're going to do is to put a Bow of the Galadrim onto Haldir. The second thing we're going to do is discard Elven Light to add a resource to Arwen, spend that resource to bring it back to hand and draw another card. Magic Ring. Okay, let's play the ring onto Eleanor. That means that even if I need to cancel the last copy of Necromancer's Reach, I think there's only one left. Yeah, if I need to cancel that last copy of Necromancer's Reach, I can do so. And it does mean that I don't have money for a test of will to cancel Ungoliath's Spawn if it shows up, but I think I now actually have enough attack power to take care of it, so I'm actually not going to be committing Thalon to the quest. I think he's more valuable for attack power than he is anything else. The Nazgul will take 12 attack. I have 5, 7, 9, 11. Oh, 12 with Eleanor. And I can feint it. So next round, I can kill the Nazgul if I feint it. That's good to know. Over here, let's just play that second Sylvan Tracker. Because if we do get an Elven Male, then Rossiel can be a Sentinel Defender, and that will be important. So at the moment, I think... So I will commit Thalon to the quest this round. Oh, and then I suppose I could put 2 damage on the Nazgul, and then we're fine. Or I could, you know, actually kill one of the Dol Guldur Beastmasters. Either or. It's not a huge deal. So, Arwen, Thalon, keep the Outrider up just in case. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That one doesn't exhaust a quest. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And it's 2, 4, 6, 11. That's going to be interesting. You know what? Rossiel and Haldir. 15 against 11. Flip 1 is the Necromancer's Reach, which I will cancel with Eleanor, replacing it with the Necromancer's Pass. And the second is Pursuit is Under the Shadow. So, grand total of 5 threat added to the staging area. Galadriel will exhaust with Nenya to boost our willpower to 20, meaning we make to 19, actually. Sorry, 19. Meaning we make 3 more progress on the quest. We don't have any allies to make use of Elfstone, so let's just chip away at that with the Ravanian Outrider. Over here, I'll ready Eleanor. Well, there were no enemies for Haldir to ready with. That's okay. And I will optionally engage the Dol Guldur Beastmaster, who will get 2 shadow cards. Eleanor will block. I raise my threat by 1. And the second shadow card does nothing. The Honor Guard will cancel the damage. And the Greenwood Archer, or the Ravanian Outrider, or both, will kill the thing. Alright. Alright, so let's go ahead and ready and draw cards. Henemarth. This deck is first player, so we will immediately play Henemarth. And since Necromancer's Reach is not a threat anymore, we will exhaust him to look at the top card of the counter deck. Mountains of Mirkwood. Okay. Haldir will now be contributing his willpower to the quest every round. Do I have any useful allies in the discard pile on either side? I don't think so. Okay. So, discard the Honor Guard, adding a resource to Arwen's resource pool. Spending 2 for... Oh, actually, is that even important? I might just need more willpower. I can use Stand and Fight later. Let's actually get... Oh, I can't play it, because I played Henemarth. That's why I'm using Stand and Fight. Okay, yes. That is just fine. That is exactly what we wanted to do. This round, we can kill the Nazgul. I think is what we decided, right? Yes, we feint it with Thalon. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yes, that's just enough. That's okay. And I have a resource to cancel the Ungoliant spawn if it comes up. Although, if I have to defend against it, that's going to be a problem. Although I can just do it with... Oh, yeah, I can do it with Rossiel. Just defend with Rossiel, rely on the healing from the Sylvan Trackers. I can boost her defense up to 4 if necessary. Only 4. That could be a problem. Oh well. Okay. Life goes on. So, let's go ahead. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13 naming location against 2, 4, 7, 12. Oh gosh, this is going to be fun. Okay, we can do this. First flip is Mountains of Mirkwood, we ready Haldir. Second flip is Great Forest Web. Okay. So, exhaust Galadriel and Nenya to boost our willpower. Excuse me. Each player must exhaust a hero to travel there. Well, I don't have anything else to do with Rossiel, so this is actually a perfect time. Exhaust Rossiel, exhaust Eleanor. Raise threat by 1 to ready Eleanor. Optionally engage the Nazgul. Okay. Deal a shadow card. Spend a resource to play Feint. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. The Nazgul is dead. Now we just need to quest a victory. So, ready everybody, draw cards. Immediately, play Out of the Wild to look at the top 5 cards. I don't know. Just add the Cavern Guardian to the victory display. I was really hoping to get Ungoliant Spawn there, but that's okay. Discard to add a resource to Arwen, then spend 1 to bring it back and draw another card. And because we have the money, spend 1 more to bring back the second copy of Elven Light to get another card. Oh, Out of the Wild should have been in the victory display as well. Okay, deck 1. We'll play the Westward Traveler, switching the Great Forest Web for the Necromancer's Pass, just to reduce the threat in the staging area. Deck 2 has the resources to play Elfstone, and if we clear it, I can get that Defender of Ramos into play. So, all things considered, we are in fact going to raise our threat by 1 to add a resource to Eleanor. Oh, whoops. I forgot I had intended to spend Thalen's resource to add a shield. So, Arwen, Eleanor, Thalen, yeah. Eleanor will be defending for 4. We can soak up 2 damage with the Honor Guard. If necessary, then we strike back with just about everything we have. Yeah, should be alright. There's 2, 4, 6, 8 threat currently in the staging area. And we are going to have to engage both of these enemies this round. If I optional 1, the other will come down naturally, and I can avoid this deck taking any. But even so, with a Haldir Snipe, I'm not going to be able to pick off 1. So, 2, 7, 9. That's enough to kill Left-Tack in 1 go. So I have enough attack power to kill Left-Tack in 1 round, which means I can defend the Beastmaster, and that'll be fine. Okay, alright. Hanumarth will look at the top card of the encounter deck. Hammerhorns. Okay, my threat is low enough that Haldir will be able to snipe them before they become an issue. So, we need to make 3 progress at least. That'll get me the second defender I need. So, 3, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, 12, 14, 16 naming enemy, with the option of boosting by another 4. I think we'll clear the location. Flip 1 is Hammerhorns, flip 2 is Dol Guldur Orcs. Oh. Both of those should have been healed off. We'll put the damage on the Sylvan Tracker, and the Orcs take a damage from Thalen. We ready Haldir. We've added 3 threat. So we're making 5 progress. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can make that 9. 9 progress will have us ready to clear the quest stage as soon as we claim these last 2 objectives. Which I like. The first player can now put an ally into play, and that will be Defender of Ramos. We need that second defender. Optionally engage Chieftain Uftak, and then the engagements fall out naturally, like so. deal shadow cards. We're not traveling, by the way, just in case anybody was curious. Just not traveling. Alright, so the first thing that happens is the Defender of Ramas will block Chieftain Uftak, which is fine. Then Eleanor will block the Beastmaster, who will get a second shadow card. Boosted up to 4 attack, but that's all. Rossiel will block the Orcs. She still only has 2 defense against Orcs, but that's fine. Uftak gets his resource, and now 2, 4, 9 with Haldir sends Uftak to the victory display. And Rossiel now has 4 defense against Orcs. Not that that matters excessively. Oh, did I just delete the Orcs when I meant to delete the shadow card? Looks like I did. Well then, things actually look like they're going well. Interesting. We're down to 5 threat in the staging area. 6 cards remaining in the encounter deck. Let's go ahead and ready. Everybody, your turn. There we are. That's what I was looking for. Unexpected Courage. A little bit late, but better late than never, I suppose. Discard Elven Light to add a resource to Arwen. Let's drop Unexpected Courage on Galadriel, who will exhaust to lower this deck's threat by 1 and draws a card. And I really don't need any of my events in the discard pile, so let's spend 1 to bring Elven Light back, though. Oh, hey, a second Test of Will, just in case we needed it. And over here, I now have an ally to play, so hurrah for that, I guess. Let's get a Minstrel into play. Look at the top 5. Keen as Lances. There are currently 4 cards worth no victory points in the victory display, so Keen as Lances costs 1, which I will spend from Galadriel, and I will use it to draw 3 cards, I think. Oh, and it goes to the victory display. So, we just need to claim these objectives, which I don't want to do quite yet. We'll do after the quest phase starts, simply because of the way the text reads there. So there's 5 threat in the staging area. It's quest for 3. You know what? I think I want to hold it back for combat, just in case. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 12, 14, 15. 15 against 5, with the option to add 4, and Hennemarth will look at the top card and tell us it is Endless Caverns, which is going to Surge. Which is fine. Alright, we've committed to the quest. Now let's reveal. Endless Caverns, which is Doomed 1, and Surge into Eyes of the Forest. Discard all the event cards we have in our hand. Over here, that's no great loss. Over here, we'd lose both Tests of Will. And there's 1 more card to come, and if that's Ungoliant Spawn, we'll really wish we had the Test of Will. Well, I suppose we'd lose 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We'd lose 9. We could add 4 back with Galadriel. Oh, the whole point of having Hennemarth out is so that I can quest with Haldir and ready him when the thing shows up. So I'm going to slightly retcon that. It was naming location, because that's what Hennemarth saw. My apologies for that mistake. So, we'd lose 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. But still, yeah, okay. No, I think we're okay with this. Just lose all the events. And the last one is a dungeon jailer. Alright. So we've added 2 threat to the staging area. Raise our threat by 2 to grab the dungeon torch and attach it to Arwen. And over here, raise our threat by 2 to grab the shadow key and attach it to Rossiel. Oh, and I suppose those points of damage should have been healed when the Sylvan Tracker's readied. Alright. So, having claimed both of them, we advance to stage 3. Following a thread of sunlight, you discover a cavern opening leading out through the side of the hill. Stationed outside the cave mouth, however, is a large group of orcs. At the beginning of each quest phase, which is now past, we would place the top card of our deck face down in front of us as if it just engaged us from the staging area. It's only 1 attack, 1 defense, and 1 hit point, but still not something I'd like to do, especially with Hummer Horns lurking in the staging area. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. Threat against our 17 willpower means that we put 10 progress on the quest. And we win. The Nazgul of Dol Guldur is not in play. There, we have completed all the progress, and we have rescued the prisoner. So, all in all, I think a very successful run. Yeah, very successful. I actually kind of wish Ungoliant's spawn would come out to prevent us from winning this round so that we would have to engage her and kill her, just because that would have made a beautiful narrative callback to the first quest, but still. Given where we're at, I think we're fine. We should be able to get a very engaging story out of this. Anyways, it is time to wrap this up. I hope you all enjoyed watching. Thank you for joining us, and hope you come back for next time when we will face the hunt for Gollum. I have some interesting ideas for decks to take to that quest, so join us for that one whenever it comes out. Goodbye.